Crackin' fellow YouTubers, how y'all doing this fine early evening? Hope y'all doing a good one tonight. But yeah, I decided to use copper wire for the handles on my wands, and seems how the first wand is the clear wand, doesn't require any paint, just handle, carve, and podge. I figured I'd get that one done first. And well, I put just a small dab of clear drying Gorilla Glue around the knots where the knots at. Yeah. Take a look at that, YouTube. Copper handles, baby. Now once I let this glue dry, I'll trim off that excess copper wire right there, and then we'll podge it and see what it looks like. But so far, I'm liking the way that looks. Now, you remember my last video when I talked about using sandpaper to make it more round and smooth? Here's an example of that. The clear wand doesn't have any paint, it's just a natural wood grain, so it gets done the quickest. But I put a dab of glue right where I tied that knot right there on the copper wire. And I'll give it a couple hours to dry. And then once it's done drying, I can trim the excess off. It's a bit different than using your traditional leather wire, I guess, but it definitely adds a nice contrast to the handles. So just to make sure that the glue, and this is just an extra step I take when I make my wands, just to make sure that there we go. Put the glue right there on that knot where it's tied, and then I'm going to set it onto a paint can to dry. Oh, no you don't. Are you fucking kidding me? It never fails, YouTube. It never fucking fails, does it? I kind of need the cap for the glue. I can't just have it sitting in the... There it is. Cheap fucking bastard. Get back. Get back in here. Yeah. No. You stay right there. You definitely want to keep the cap for your glue. Otherwise you'll have to poke a hole through it every time, and it's kind of a pain in the neck. Okay, so definitely want to keep the cap. It keeps your glue from drying out. Now that I've got the glue on the handle, I did another drop just to demonstrate. Go ahead and that. There we go. And well, you know, I've never used copper wire for a handle before, so this is definitely interesting to say the least. That's gonna look cool though when it's done drying on the glue and I add some polish to it. Come on, get back on there. No. I got an idea. Use two paint cans. That way we can balance it. Oh, no. There we go. No, you're shag nasty. Get on. There we go. Cool. Alright, so I'm gonna let that dry, do its thing. Normally I stop working on wands when it gets a little bit later in the day. But I'm gonna complete that wand all the way through before I do the rest of them, because the rest of them are gonna require sanding, paint, all that sort of jazz, you know. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see what that looks like when it's all said and done. Right now, I'll try something different with the wand handles. I may have to charge more for these wands just because I'm using copper on the handles. But it won't be too much more, like 34 bucks. You know, because Home Depot is kind of expensive. Didn't realize how expensive it was, you know. But I got enough colors to do another batch, so cool, man. Now, that's gonna be cool, man. And oh, it's a bump into the desk. Now the key to producing a quality wand handle, whatever you're using, you can use hemp string, you can use leather, you can use copper wire. You want to make sure that you wrap it around your wand handle as tight as possible. You don't want your wand handle to be sagging and lagging. That glue I put on the knot, that'll ensure that it stays on there. Maybe like one weight of tobacco in this one, maybe. Go ahead and let that one cool off a bit. Grab the fresh one. Where to tell? Bah. Yeah, I think the copper handled wands are gonna look cool. And I'll paint the wands like I normally would paint them in a batch, you know. And then I'm thinking those are gonna look sick when they're done. Might take me a couple days to work on them, but I'll work through the weekend if I have to. I'm not worried about that. Pack. Light. Tamp. Light. At first I couldn't find it because I was looking for some copper wire that could cut real easily and use to wrap handles. And then I found what I was looking for. So, and I got the last roll they had on shelf, which is good luck on my behalf. That's like I said in my last video, crafting magic wands teaches creativity, patience, and, you know, keeps you out of trouble. And that's just what people need. They need a hobby that's fun, entertaining, and it takes a lot longer for the other ones to dry because they gotta dry in multiple colors. But yeah. But that's all right. Couldn't find an ivory white spray paint at the store, but that's all right. That's quite all right. I'll just make the handles black like I normally do. That'll look just fine. This is the copper wire that I got right here. This is this stuff right here. It's super super bendy. Yeah. And it comes in a giant roll like this. I kind of wish they would have had something a little bit thicker I could have wrapped it in, but their shelves are pretty low, so I got what I could get. That'll look just fine on the wand. That'll look just fine. Yeah. Any sort of copper that's not trapped underneath dry glue will just snip right off. At least that's the plan. And by the time I polish the whole thing, yeah. I like making wands, and people like getting them, so, I went to Home Depot and I got, what? 1, 2, 3, 4 cans of spray paint, a roll of copper wire, and a monster, and like 2 things of sandpaper, each containing 4 sheets. If I tear those 4 sheets into fourths, I can make a pile of sandpaper and it'll last longer. And that was almost 50 bucks. So, eesh. But that's all right, because this is going to produce some sick looking wands, yo. Well, anyways, tubes, another batch is on the way. Figured I'd show you the process there. I didn't show you how I tied it on there, but kind of shows you what it would look like with copper on the handle. And I think it looks cool, so catch you later.